Hi guys, it's Katie from String Expert. Today we're working on part 2 of Jingle Bells, where we actually get to learn the main melody of Jingle Bells. On part 1 we worked on the introduction, but it's really important to learn the introduction because it's actually half of the piece. Okay, so of course if you don't have the music yet, in the comments section below I put a link to my website with the sheet music, and it has the finger numbers and the note names so you can easily print it off and follow along. Okay, so let's start with the beginning of Jingle Bells, and I'm just going to play it for you so you can kind of hear what the main melody is supposed to sound like. Jingle Bells. So let's get started learning. So starting with line number 3 in your music, we have B, 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 B. Now that is 6 B's. That's kind of a lot to keep track of. What I like to do in pieces like this is I like to actually sing the melody in my head. So I'm singing in my head the Jingle Bells melody. This is important because a lot of times when I play Christmas gigs, I end up playing Jingle Bells with people singing along, which is great. Except the fact if my rhythm's bad, then everybody else's rhythm is bad. So the easiest way to keep track of your rhythm is to just sing the melody in your head. Okay, so let's try all 6 B's. Here we go. B, 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 B. Let's try that again. B, 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 B. All right, so then we have B, D, and then we have G, A, B. So it's B, D, third finger on the A string, G, third finger on the D string, open A, and then B. Let's try that one more time. Now I talked about this in my introduction video, but we should also talk about it here. When we play the D and the G in this measure, they're right after each other. So anytime you have a note and then you have the same finger on a different string, what you can do is take and roll your finger over to the next note, just like this. And so what this does is it allows you to play faster, and it keeps your intonation much better, because anytime you lift up your finger, you risk putting it down in the wrong spot. But if you can keep your finger down and just simply roll it over, then you're doing less work, you're gonna sound better, and you're gonna play faster. What could be so bad about that? Okay, so let's try that. So B, D, and just simply roll your finger over to the G, A, B. All right, moving on, we have C natural. Now I talked about this in this part 1 video, but what we're going to do is we're going to take our second finger, and instead of playing up here on the finger tape, we're going to slide it back because it's a little second finger, and it's going to be right next to our first finger. So we're going to have C, 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 C. So it's C, do B, which is first finger on the A string, so we're going to do B, 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 B. Let's try that again. So C, 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 B, 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 B. And then A, A, B, A. And then D. I read it wrong. Okay, so we have C, 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 B, 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 A, B, A, D. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so that's line number 1. Let's play this whole line nice and slow. same as line number 1 with a couple of little differences. Let me play line number 2 for you. It's actually line number 4. It's just line number 2 of the melody. Okay, so let's try that. So we have B, 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 D, G, A, B, and that's exactly the same as it is on the first line. So B, 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 D, G, A, B. Then we have C, 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 B, 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 B. So let's try that again. C, C, C. And then B, first finger on the A string. Then we have D, D, C, A, G. Now this is where it's different. So we have D, D, C, A, G. Let's try that again. D, D, C, A, G. Let's try that whole line. Stay tuned to part 3, where we're going to play the entire Jingle Bells all together.